This data gone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I had a technical glitch and it caused me to not remember to open up this platform. So I'm just making jokes and I can't get the footage. I can get it from Facebook, possibly download a copy, but then I have to dissect it from Final Cut Pro or make a whole footage, download it, make a whole footage and dissect it on the stream of Canva. Either way, I didn't come on here to negotiate that. I want to tell you about something. There was a study that a psychiatrist, I forgot his name. He he was part Asian of some type of descent. I forgot his name. And he was very smart, highly intelligent. And he spoke to me. And I don't he he's highly intelligent. He's highly intelligent. He told me about this study. I'm not going to talk about Facebook. Just 2 minutes of your time. The study goes like this. There was this woman who signed up for a study that she didn't understand. That was the topic. That was the point in the study. She didn't understand what was going on, but she knew it was a study, and she knew she would understand it more as it went along. But they didn't say when she would understand it. So she's going through the study, and people are engaging as teams and activities, and she tries to help because she's just nice and she knows how it feels, and they ignore her. They ignore her or get up and walk away from her. And so she's under stress now because all she wants to do is help the team. And they put her under stress for, I believe, either hours, days, or months. And she had no idea what was going on the whole time. And so, in the study that he claimed to have read, this highly intelligent Asian guy, because you know how intelligent Asians are, he said, like, in the midst of that, like, mm, the highly intelligent guy said that eventually they asked for a sit down. It's getting a little fuzzy. And the moral of the story is they finally told her what it was. They finally told her that she was in a study where she was supposed to be ignored and mistreated. So, yeah, that I mean, imagine that for a second. How many studies they do, and imagine it on steroids. 2.0 study on that. Somebody really be gaslighted. Let's get started. I'm almost finished. I don't want to take no more of your time. I apologize. I was in the middle of reading and I thought y'all were following me. And I tell you the story of how it happened, but then that'll take more time. And I truly want, I don't have nothing to do. I swear to God on the Holy Bible, I don't have nothing to do. But I feel like it's a must that I have to finish this strong at least and write these two people that and it's meant this way because I was making a lot of weirdo jokes and I don't want to talk about it no more. I'm winding down and it's just, yeah. This study uses questionnaire survey to obtain the opinions of supply chain professionals on using SMPs to obtain information to improve organizational performance. The data was collected between, I have to tell you what happened. And I'm not gonna, it's not a joke. I have to tell you what happened so I can get this data onto my show. So what happened was I sat up there and I said, I won't say exactly what I said to Mark Zuckerberg. It wasn't disrespectful. It was funny to me. And I don't feel ashamed for saying it, but I see that he's letting me know that he's watching me because 6 years or less than 6 years of using StreamYard, this has never occurred. And I would have been 1 hour and 30 minutes into my show by now or more. And so I said my comment to Mark on live, my back end live cameras like Bigo and TikTok and YouNow. And what happened was it started going haywire. It wouldn't let me connect. And all my nerds out there know that if you can't connect through StreamYard or a streaming platform application, that you have to connect through Facebook. That's like going to the ghetto in itself and searching. And so I'm searching through Facebook, trying to search for because it's been years since I used it through Facebook. Every now and again, I get like a topic that says something from StreamYard that say, you got 5 days to reconnect your account with Facebook. That's as far as I get with connecting to Facebook Live on Facebook while using Facebook Live. And I was like, dang, Mark, dang, you worth 300 million, dog, or 300 billion? You broke. You need some money? The study uses questionnaire surveys too. I said that. I could give you $1 to add to that 300 billion. The data was collected between June 21st, 2027, 2027. That's it. Shut up. See, it's starting. I guess that's the year Mark Zuckerberg go bankrupt or something. Or all the big tech companies by 2027. No. If you saw this clip, you know they like bankrupt. That's not in my vocabulary. Between 2017 and September 1st, 2017. But to the end game of the whole story, I forgot to put y'all guys on my platform. And I did not hit the live button, but for one platform of three. So therefore, I've been talking to some random platforms, not my main platforms, for nearly an hour and 20 minutes. I can't get no real footage unless I go searching. Time was wasted. From the time he messes up the LinkedIn page, rejects my product or my project, and I have to use it, seconds, slithers of seconds go by as I have to deattach LinkedIn from the portal and then reattach it. Now, that's if that's easy, a easy day. If it's more than a 70 title characters or 2,980 character words, you will get rejected again. And so that's a waste of my time. So what I said was, I'm putting Mark Zuckerberg on timeout. You want to know what I said? I'll tell you what I said. So he put me on timeout. The survey was conducted through Quatrix. What? I never heard of this. Quatrix? I heard of tricks. I heard of trick or treats. I heard of tricks. But I've never metrics, subtricks, quatrix. I know it could be, no, that would be with a D. I don't know. Are we talking the measurement? And was sent out to 20 supply chain professionals. I want to know that role. It's a measurement of something. That is so cool. Hmm. Hmm. What's the ebonics behind it? I want to know. What's the Greek wording for it? Quatrix. Where does it stem from? Okay, sorry. Got you. And I knew it was something. I knew tricks was like in metrics. I knew that part. But I was thinking quadra, like quadriplegic, four. But they're not talking medical body type terms. And that's what confused me and threw me off, because every word has a, whether Greek or not, the origins, they have origins of connections. They, Facebook, here we go with that shit. So a long time ago, I was um looking up Gematria. I don't ask me how I learned gematria in the third grade, but I learned it. A equals 1, B equals 2, 3 equals C, D equals 4. You want to know what DC represents, you guys? You see it now? What's 4 plus 3? 7. What's 7? G. That's how deep gematria get. They try to make it, the government is very smart with their tactics. You want to see some cool shit? Now that I got your time for just 5 minutes. I'm afraid to do this, but I'm gonna put it in without, and take this off before I put it in because I don't know what might pop up. Okay, here we go. Let me just do it this way. This is just a brain fart. What was it? Good. I got it now. I found out this, it fucked my head up. But the government is a complex system. It's a very complex system. So I'm going to show you what I'm about to do. That's good enough. You can see it, but I'm going to show you what's going to pull up. First, I'm going to put it in Google. I'm going to put it in Google because it's not going to pop up if I don't populate. Yeah, let's do it. That is Illuminati backwards. I don't know what made me do it, but I did it. It's a very complex code. Why would somebody put Illuminati backwards? What's the symbolic meaning of Illuminati backwards? Let's see what we get when we put Illuminati backwards in Google. Let's hit enter. National fucking Security Agency. Ah, how cool is that? They're so complex. I'm so intrigued by them. My facial expressions don't even do it any justice at how secretive they are. I just do random shit. The experts provide. Are y'all on here? Okay, good. The experts provided response to several pairwise comparisons where two categories were compared with respect to the primary goal. Participants gave a measure of the relative importance of each criteria. Hence, responses obtained from the supply chain professionals were used as an input for AHP into Excel and then read into SAS where calculations were obtaining priorities were performed. It took a total of 10 judgments to complete the pairwise comparison shown in Table 5. To estimate the decision criteria priorities, we use the obtained data that is reported in Table 1. The priorities give measure to the relative importance of each decision criteria. Results. Table 5 reports on the priority scores associated with the main performance decision criteria. What does that say? 2I1. I knew it was something. And the priority matrix of social media platform alternative policy options. I don't know what Roman numeral that is. For the decision criteria, quality 0.256 is mostly or most important supply chain, competitive intelligence factor, followed by assurance of supply and quality, respectively. Normalized pairwise comparison matrix for performance measure. Summary pairwise assessment matrix overall priorities for SMPs. LinkedIn, Facebook. Yeah, LinkedIn, I see like who wouldn't want to network. Facebook is the second competitor with networking, but it's more so different than LinkedIn. Similarities, but different. You see how Facebook is split up? I did the gematria for Facebook. It equaled 73. And then not even a month later, Facebook, or days later, Facebook changed its name to Meta. I said, what the hell is Facebook doing? Facebook changes to Meta. Don't take me off and ever said it. I'm just kidding. I'm just spitting facts, literally. I'm just saying how it happened. I had a show I did where it said face equals 7 and book equals 3. It's not my fault. Did I do that? Yes, I did it. Get over it. Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, respectfully. That is, I'm just kidding. LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, respectively. Therefore, LinkedIn is the overall best social media platform social choice option. Summary and conclusion. This study explored the influence of SMPs on supply chain performance in an organization to select the best SMPs. To achieve the desired goal requires using a it's just all these codes. And they say if you don't get all of them in one WAP, it's okay. You get the concept around it. Next is going to be the TWERK with the RAM, specifically AHP model. This model involved modeling supply chain performance and linking it to SMPs, those various types of factors. AHP was chosen as it permits decision makers to model a complex problem in a hierarchical, I said it right, structure. I love myself for that. My ego boosted up a little bit, describing the association of governing. I'm just playing with y'all. I just want to make y'all laugh. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But it was the truth. Supply chain. Decision criteria, supply chain performance measures, sub criteria, types of SCI and SMPs. The objectives were to identify the most important SMPs: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and how they contribute to obtaining information about stated performance measurements. Result of the pairwise comparisons in the major criteria indicate that the quality is the most important supply chain. That's true. That's true. So out of this 0.256, 26%, it all is synthesized. This finding suggests the quality perceived one of the most favorable factors serving to select the best SMPs for an organization. Assurance of supply and delivery are also major, contributing factors for a selection of SMPs with weights of 0.230, 23%. That's in addition to the 26%. They complement each other. So it's a performance weight in a selection of S&Ps that weights, and a 0.190, 19%, respectively. With respect to the major alternative policy options, on the other hand, results of the priorities indicate that LinkedIn is the most preferable S&P, followed by Facebook and Twitter. In this study, we apply AHP model to analyze priorities. Let me stop. I'm almost finished. Three more, and then I can joke. Priorities are five important factors which influences the whole supply chain performance. As S&Ps are increasingly becoming more stable to organizations, and with the advancement in digital growth, organizations are investing more money and time into social media. Therefore, exploring the influence of S&Ps and improving organizations' performance is critically significant. Based on our results, there appears to be a preference to those S&Ps which are professional, text-based, and stable in their content. This observation could be the foundation of a theory for describing how S&Ps are used to gather information. That theory could then be tested through empirical study. This will address the primary limitation of our study, which is the low response rate, with only 5 participants' data being used for the analysis. However, 5 is a commonly accepted number of participants for AHP. Due to the small number, the results have limited generaliza, generaliza, za, 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 za. No, I'm just kidding. Generalizability. I never heard of that word. Generalizability. That's a hard one. That's like saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z in all in one word. How you say that? Teach me how to say that word from A to Z in one word. An abbreviation, if you must. A whole title of verbiage without saying it individually. Men are smart as shit. Or say you from the north south. What color is that representing? Which are professional, text-based, and stable in their content. This observation could be the foundation of the theory for describing how SMP are used to gather information. That theory could then be tested through an empirical study. This would address the primary limitation of our study, which has the low response rate with only 5 participants' data being used for the analysis. However, 5 is a commonly accepted number of participants for AHP. Due to this I said that already. I remember that comma. Here we go. We're at this. This can be addressed in future work by increasing the number of participants. You know what, CTU, I got something to tell you. They stop mind reading too. But you know what I'm about to say. That really boosts my ego when I seen them references. I was like, can I do 2 more pages? Don't mind read, but some of you were correct. No, I'm just kidding. Let's write the teachers and stuff of this nature. We got one more thing to read. Hold on. And then I'll write them in the morning. I'll write them in the morning. That way I have enough room to shower and go on my emails and go through my calendar links, just in case there's a conflicting time, so I can get a visualization of my time to spend making this paper with CTU. Hold on. Where am I at? Mm, right here. No! Read the following articles. That's what we did. It was such a beautiful article. It was actually 10 pages with 2 pages worth of references, or 3 pages. Companies must embrace the full potential of a digital environment, providing tools that empower team members to execute job tasks with a higher degree of knowledge in social technical processes. Yeah. What they were talking about was intelligence. This advanced level of human computer interaction begins with the examination of inherent characteristics of a robust technical system. Technical systems design requires careful analysis of determining what is needed to fulfill the human computer interaction. Creating an interaction process that empowers organizational cultures to embrace technical utilization in daily tasks is the focus of this learning. Companies use abundance of technical processes and systems to efficiently execute daily work tasks. A formula of success will embrace the basic needs for people to be motivated and create a sense and meaning in all they do. Based on your research and experience, please respond to the following questions. What 2 social or professional media sites? We won't even say the names, because then every time Facebook name come up, I start going into a whole beyond a dissertation, a fucking biblical, to the degree of dissection of verbiage, of jokes, of abundance, properties. Would you recommend? Briefly describe your selected platforms. Compare and contrast one platform versus the other to determine the strengths, weaknesses, pros, cons for each platform based on your research and experience. This is harder than it looks. How could the introduction to these technologies in a company impact diversity, equity, and inclusion? I want to learn so much more about that, DEI. That's such a protested thing between both parties politically, but we need to learn the truth based on what Grok tells me about that. So that'll be something. Let me write that down too. I know what it means, but I want to learn more about it because obviously, if it has some importance in the work environment, even though it's just me, singular uno number one, I rather incorporate DEI to my networking and collaboration projects and properties when I do what I do each week or day or other day. Include a minimum of 3 references or a lot of research. Research. Don't just put, how you can't spell research though? That looks so retarded. Please submit the assignment using, okay, easily. Good. I got to fill in all the blanks. Let's finish reading. Cool. Sunday. It's due Sunday, which means that's 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, 0.59 seconds. How did that happen? No, a pill. I never said nothing. Bear with me, y'all. I'm not about to argue over that. I know they're going to give me back my page. I never said nothing hateful. There are some very disturbed people that, I mean, it takes emotion. They waste their action on it takes a lot of emotion and action, and when you do actionable things, make it count. Like, don't sit up there and do actionable things that you feel you being God, because the government give you like freedom. Be thankful for that freedom. Why abuse that freedom and try to have my page taken when I never said? I've been saying stuff all day on TikTok, and now my page got taken for 3 days and I had to appeal it. Did y'all hear not one thing come out my mouth? I've been saying stuff, talking about he poor and nothing happened. This is what certain people do that are very disturbed. And it's sad that there are people like that out there. They waste their time, they waste their energy. That takes skill, that takes dedication. And if that's all you're worth, scrolling just to hit a button and lie on me, then you're a sick person. If I knew who you were, I would just block you. But I know I'm going to get my page back in the next couple of minutes to an hour. And if I don't, oh well, I have it on the 22nd. But they're reviewing the tapes right now. And it's nowhere I said anything hateful. I've been on this platform kicking it for almost 2 hours. If that's what your worth is, scrolling through people pages to nitpick and try to get their page taken, that sounds like something Gavin Newsom would do. I can see him now scrolling through my page. I'll see y'all later, man. That was a huge turn off.